Welcome back, everybody, for another update of construction going on around the Disneyland Resort. And we're going to start today at the Tiki Room. I know we're going to get to the Matterhorn here in just a minute, but I wanted to start with this because this is going to be the next thing that we talk about for a while. But we're going to start at the Tiki Room. But surprise, that's not what we're looking at. We're looking at that thing. Look at that scrim that they've got up around the entrance to Adventureland. That's that little river and the bridge that runs alongside the river where the ducks go. And that's that is amazing. And there's more. That's the entrance to Frontierland. It's the same thing. Look at that. And then on the left is the river, from the Adventureland side. So I guess the question is, obviously, what are they doing? I have no idea. I have no idea at all what they're doing. Are they, in both? I'm hoping it's just, river maintenance, as it were, and not something as desperate as, widening the walkways or the entranceways, because they've been doing a lot of that lately. They've been doing a lot of work to create more space for foot traffic. Now, I did take a picture of the river. This is this is right across from the Tiki Room. This is a shot of what the river looks like as of Friday. So they've drained it for the most part. There's still a little bit of water in there, but it's mostly drained. So I am hoping that that's all it is. That they're just cleaning that river out and not doing anything drastic like trying to extend the walkways. Okay, let's get into the Matterhorn. This is the shot from the Nemo side. And you can't really see much from here, so we'll spin around and come back on the Fantasyland side. Now look at that. Wow. So our questions have been answered. What are they doing? Or what are they demoing? What's getting demoed? And there you go. Definitely they've taken out all that concrete, all that walkway concrete. But what we noticed is they didn't take out, yet at least, are the actual planters that would line up with that concrete removal. So there's still, I guess, hope. There's still hope, I guess, that they don't remove all those planters. Would they or would they not have done those at the same time? I don't know. But they definitely have, removed all that concrete that was cut up last week. That was sectioned off. That's what all that white dust was concrete dust. You'll notice also that the planter that runs alongside the Matterhorn queue has survived so far. Let's keep going just a little bit, and then we'll stop right here to get another view. And now the rails are gone, right? And there's trees gone. We didn't notice this last week, but they're, in addition to the tree that we saw last week in the lower corner, the lower left corner, you can see the stump there and the rails that were missing or had been taken out from that planter up above. They had also taken out 2 trees there. There are 2 trees missing from that planter. Now, like I said, it survived so far, whatever demo process they're doing. But having said that, what is the actual point of removing 2 trees if you weren't planning to take that area out? I don't understand. Why would you leave a planter there and then take out the trees? Unless they've got some other thematic things to do there. I don't know. It doesn't seem logical to me because more trees, the better. But that's a kind of a troubling trend that I've noticed recently, is that they're taking away just a lot of trees, and we're going to get into that a little bit later too in DCA. So stay tuned for that. But so far, just the concrete has been removed. We'll be back obviously next week to see if they've taken that any further. And oh, by the way, you can stop here. They are also looking at. It looks like they are doing some repair work or refurb stuff on the actual Matterhorn itself. No, they are not changing the track. No, they are not changing the sleds. Nothing about the track or the sleds are being updated at this time. No, that's just probably touch-ups and stuff like that. But I guess I was pointing that out to show that this isn't just for the queue, which, by the way, is up for debate. People are saying that all that work out there is to make a different queue. And by the way, you know what? Let's go back. Let me toggle back one spot here. Some are suggesting that they want to extend the Matterhorn queue out from, okay, so this is where that's where the queue is normally, and they want to build more queue right here. I don't think that's possible. This is not to make more queue space. This is not so that they don't have to wrap the queue around the mountain. For one, that creates more bottleneck. You put queue there, and you haven't solved anything in terms of what they appear to be doing. They appear to be trying to create more space for people. but that doesn't help that situation at all. It creates more trouble, if anything, because now you've got this thing sticking out into the walkway. So no, I don't think that's going to be queue. Secondly, what's wrong with having the queue wrap around the Matterhorn? There's nothing wrong with it it's actually quite economical in terms of space, because it's more or less single file. It's maybe like 2 shoulders wide at best, and it's a natural. I mean, it's a perfect way, actually, in my opinion, for the queue to be. I think that I wish more queues could do that, wrap around itself like that, instead of sticking out, getting in the way of the pedestrian walkways, because it doesn't do that. It doesn't. There's plenty of space for people to walk next to and alongside the queue that wraps around the mountain. Matter of fact, they used to have it wrap around both sides. You remember that? When it was, when it was left side and right side, one queue would wrap around the Nemo side of the mountain, and the other queue, the Fantasyland side, would wrap around that one, and you'd have 2 queues. That wasn't that long ago. That was just a couple years ago. So I feel like that is way more. I mean, it's not sexy, but it certainly is more economical from a guest space point of view, for me, in my opinion. Moving on to New Orleans Square, a few weeks ago I had ruminated on why they put up walls instead of scrim when they started doing the Haunted Mansion overlay. And that's why. They have taken out the planters that were there, the concrete planters that you could sit on a little bit, and just put in benches. This is an old shot from, you see that, the red brickwork there and the planter? That's what they took out. You can kind of get an eye on it there. Here's another look. I mean, there wasn't really enough space to sit down properly. You kind of had to just angle your butt on there a little bit. So I think the benches are an improvement in terms of the sitting. Meanwhile, remember this? We're trying to figure out the planter. And by the way, that's the planter right there over Sarah's shoulder on the left. That's that planter. And it now looks like this. And I apologize for the crudity of this video or this still, because I screwed up I screwed up the video when I shot this. So when I thought I was shooting, I wasn't. So all I've got is this 1 second freeze frame of the crew sitting there okay, so basically it's that little brick thing. There's a temporary box that Ian is resting on, and then 2 trash cans. I have to say, as much as I was just dissing, all this stuff that they've been doing in terms of creating more space, it's an improvement. This area for Pirates and for Haunted Mansion, because this area right there is exactly where the 2 queues start to merge when it gets really busy, is right here where those guys are standing. So anything that you can do, and that's just daily. That's not even like, Phantasmic related or Galaxy's Edge related. That just helps things overall, on a daily basis. So I have to say that this, looking at what used to be there, I mean, it was nice, but it wasn't exactly, full of beautiful theming. I'm good with this. I'm good with this one. Let's go to Tomorrowland, where, speaking of planters being removed, that is now how things look in Tomorrowland. If you remember, there was, construction walls around that area too. This was the area where we found Sarah living her best life a few weeks ago. Now, I couldn't use that footage because she was sitting on it, so we couldn't actually see what it looked like. So there's this footage of us walking by on its left, and you can see where all those folks are sitting right there. All that area where those folks are sitting is now gone, and now it looks like this. And again, I think that's an improvement. Here's the thing: people sitting is actually an hindrance to traffic. They really want to keep you moving. They really do. By the way, look right through there. The Buzz Lightyear mural is back. We were wondering what the black wall was for. Well, it was for nothing. It was just for them to refresh the banner. If you were wondering what it used to look like, here's a shot of what it used to look like, which is pretty much the same. I mean, exactly, right? So why do they even bother, I wonder? Maybe just to clean it up? Maybe to make it look brighter? I don't know. But it didn't seem all that dull to me. Who knows? But they did it. So thank you for that. Okay, let's see. Let's go to DCA, where we found this today. You'll see this later on in the trip reports this week, but they have taken out a bunch of trees here on the the boardwalk, or whatever you want to call it, here by Paradise Bay. Whole bunch of trees have been taken down. Ian believes it's so that they can improve the sightlines for people in standby for World of Color. I'm not sure if that's the case, because they did put new trees down, so they're going to grow back eventually. Here's what it looked like before. So, I mean, it's not a huge difference, I guess. I mean, it seemed to me like there was just a lot more sunlight coming out of there. on that day than we were so used to. But all those, what are these? All those olive, not olive. I don't know what kind of trees those are, but those are all gone, and they put in some new trees there. Bugs Land now is got the. This went around Twitter for a while, but I thought I'd show it here as well. Stark Industries has taken over all the walls around Bugs Land. There's another one where the Cars Land area meets Bugs Land as well. And that wall that you're seeing there extends all the way down to Carthay Circle Theater. All the way. See that? Meow. Hollywoodland, look at that. This one, of all the updates that we're going to see this week, this one for me is perhaps the most baffling. Because why? Because why is what I want to know. What is so important about the animation building that they needed to do all this? It defies explanation. Everybody knows that this building is not, it's not going to last. Or could it? I don't know. I mean, for me, why would they put any money, not even a single dollar, into Hollywoodland? If you're going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, doesn't it seem like the most natural thing in the world is for them to demo this area? They've got, or does this mean they're not? Because that's kind of, that's troubling. If they're not going to demo this area and they are putting money into the facades now and making this look better or what? I have to know why this, because this is extensive, you guys. There's a lot of scrim and a lot of stuff that they're working on here. I gotta know. This is perplexing, mind-boggling for me. And as always, we'll close at Mickey Friends parking structure. Look, I'm pointing at the Pixar Pals, codename Clio for whatever reason. This thing is codename Clio, the Pixar Pals parking structure, as I like to call it. And I was pointing at that thing because that shows that there's going to be, supports in concrete right up against the current Mickey and Friends parking structure. These things are going to be, blood brothers by the time they're done. So there wasn't actually anything fun to observe from this perspective, other than this guy right now who is working on. Look, they have added another level to that ramp. Actually, that's pretty cool. And this guy's building more supports. He's putting in the I can't think of the word now, but he's building the supports for the ramp to be extended up another floor. Cool. Rebar. That's the word. Rebar. Look at, see? That wasn't there before. Was it? I'm out of my mind. All right, I don't even want to go back and look. Let's move on. Let's go. You know what? Let's go look at that thing they're building at the far end. The guest access area. I want to take a long, loving look at this because that is getting big. That is getting very big.
Parking, yes. Not hotel. No.
We saw them last week putting in those orange or yellow colored supports. Getting ready to. What do they call that? People told me 1,000 times, and I've already forgotten. I don't have that in front of me when I record these. I suck at this, but that's fun. It's fun to watch. Oh, by the way, yeah. 3 new jacuzzis coming. All in a row right there. There's one. Another one to the left of that, and then you can't hardly see the third one that's being built right there. And they're going to put in right there. That's the industrial-sized tube, for the jet right there. Industrial-sized jet he's going to drop in there.
That's the giant jet. Because it's cylindrical. Oh, they're building 2 of them. Look at how high up they are.
Anyway, back up to the top where these guys are super high up in the air. That's all I want to say about that. And look, they're going further up still. Do you see that? Oh my gosh, this thing's going to be even bigger by the time we get back there next week. And here's a wider look at the overall site. You know what's funny? This parking structure, which looks enormous, is smaller than the Mickey Friends parking structure. That blows my mind whenever I think about it. And finally, we're going to close with this shot I took as we were going down the escalator. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week, hopefully with more fun stuff to talk about. Fresh bite!
We've got lots more videos for you to see, so grab a churro and check out some of our other videos and have your mind blown by how much fun we're having. We truly are the best of Disney Bake Fresh Daily. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Fresh Baked!